All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we have 5 teams who are guaranteed to be better this season than they were last season. And when I say that, I typically mean record. In one instance, I think more better results in the playoffs. But these 5 teams, I just don't think that there's any way that they can be worse record-wise going into this season. And I'll list my reasoning, of course. Okay, for the first team, drum roll please. Bum is the Orlando Magic. Now, why do I think the Orlando Magic is guaranteed to be better this season than they were last season? For one, you have your top 2 reasons. And anytime these are the most important reasons, we have to prioritize the best players. Reason number 1, Paolo continues to progress and be better. And for one, he played really good last season, averaged 25 points per game. He showed growth in the playoffs. He had some impressive performances, but I really think that he's only going to build off of that. 2, Franz Wagner. You saw him in the Eurobasket looking really solid. He had 24 points per game last year. He's just a really good player himself. Those 2 to me are the biggest reasons. Reason number 3, they added Desmond Bane. Now, the Magic themselves really struggled with a couple of things, or I should say one massive thing, and that was offense. But the reason why is the lack of shooting. Bringing in Desmond Bane adds a shooter who can stretch the floor. He adds someone who's also able to slash, able to play defense, which, by the way, is their biggest strength. Another key reason is adding Tyus Jones, a veteran point guard who's also able to shoot. Again, they lacked shooting. They needed it. Jalen Suggs is back from injury. That's a big one. Someone who averages 15 points per game. Not the best three-point shooter, but he's someone who's able to really play solid defense, who's able to be a bit of a spark on the offensive end. It's really, really good to have him back there. Another, to me, this is a X factor kind of thing. Anthony Black's development. He was their 6th pick 2 years ago. He's only had his rookie season, his second season, his sophomore season. Now he's going to his 3rd. His rookie season, he averaged 4 points per game. Second season, he averaged 9. This season, does it jump up to 14? Does it jump to 13? Basically anything more, but also someone who's lengthy, able to be a pretty solid defender if he uses that length, speedy. This is someone, again, who the Magic really are relying to just take a step up. A couple of other players that are important, but this is the most important and my biggest belief as the reasoning of the Magic being guaranteed better this season than they were last season. Okay, team number 2, drum roll please. Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks, I think this one is pretty straightforward. They had a really solid offseason, but also players coming back from injury, but also players continuing to progress. Reason number 1, Trae Young, best player on the team, but he finally has some really good teammates around him. Trae Young being the playmaker he is, it's pivotal that he has shooters around him. Second biggest reason, and this guy's coming back from injury, he had an impressive year. Jalen Johnson, guy who averaged, 19 points per game? Almost 10 rebounds, something like that. So good player. Such a good player. And defensively, too, he just has so much athleticism. The Hawks have so much more potential, and those 2 are the biggest reason why. But the third reason, Zachary Rissashier, former 1st overall pick. People forget about him because his draft class, last year's draft class, people just weren't really talking about it. It was a very tame draft class in terms of talent as compared to previous years. But he really, really showed some promise. I think he averaged 12 points per game. And again, going into his 2nd year, was a 1st overall pick. This is the guy who the Hawks wanted. It's gonna get better from here. 4th reason, adding Kristaps Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And low-key adding Luke Kennard. But those first 2 players, I mean, if Kristaps Porzingis can be healthy, we already know he's a stretch 4. It would help out so much just being on the court and being healthy with his scoring ability, his shooting ability. Also, imagine him and Trae Young in some pick and rolls, or imagine him being able to eat in the post because Trae Young is able to feed him and feature him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a really good defender, really good shooter himself. Huge addition. Still Dyson Daniels there, another huge reason. Dyson Daniels, if you guys don't know him, someone who I believe should have been arguably Defensive Player of the Year, averaged about 3 steals per game. Really clamping a lot of players. 14 points per game. Someone who has shown serious progress. And then you have to top it all off. All of that, they're in the East. The East is weaker this year. So the Hawks, their record will be better. Their seeding will be better. I guarantee the Magic and Hawks, those two teams will be better going into this season, bearing crazy injury. Team number 3, drum roll please. The team that we got to be guaranteed better this season, the San Antonio Spurs. The biggest reason is Victor Wembanyama. I mean, it goes without saying, Victor is, well, he's an alien. I mean, people know how good he is. In the limited playing time he has, he showcased his top line defense. I mean, is there a better defender in the league than Victor? I don't think there is. I really just don't think there is. Off the ball, he's just insane because he has so much length. And he's also 24 points per game offensive player, looking to build off that moving forward. Hopefully he can be healthy, but come on, man. Victor Wembanyama being healthy is already a huge deal. Second biggest reason is De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is still a really good player, someone who's been in the playoffs. He'll be able to help the Spurs maneuver their way if they get there, being in that position before to say, hey, I've done this before. I know what to do. I know how to step up. And let's be honest, he's Mr. Fourth Quarter for a reason because he locks in. The Spurs need a closer. They got a closer in De'Aaron Fox. Reason number 3 is Stephon Castle, reigning Rookie of the Year. What can you say? This dude is an athletic freak, similar to what John Morant was, except I feel like Stephon Castle, I don't know the percentages here. I feel like Stephon Castle is a bit of a better shooter than Ja was his rookie year. I don't know the percentages there, so that's just the eye test. But Stephon Castle looking to step up even further. This is a bit of a, it doesn't factor into now, but it could factor soon. If this team is a top 5-4 seed, in the trade deadline, they could be making a trade. Reason why is they have a lot of assets. Now, we're not talking about a trade for another star, right? But just a trade for another key role player. But let's talk about the role players. They already do have some really solid role players. Let's get into them. Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Kelly Olynyk. I know you guys hear the name and you're like, oh, what? How is he a key role player? He's low-key been playing really well in his past 2 previous years. And it's surprising because you hear that name and you don't think much, but there's a reason why the Spurs traded for him. Harrison Barnes, another veteran presence, really helps out the team. And then, didn't mention this guy, but of course a key factor. Was he the second overall pick? I think he was. Yeah, he's the second. Dylan Harper. I mean, Spurs are going to be better. They were 11th seed, 12th seed. They're going to be better. Guarantee it. Victor Wembanyama alone just being able to take this big leap. But all these role players I named, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, if they're a high seed, they have assets to trade at the deadline for another key role player. But Spurs are going to be better. 4th team we got. Now, if you guys watch the channel, you know I'm biased. And I will give my explanation for this one. The 4th team we got, some of you already know because I said my bias. Drum roll, please. The team that I think, the 4th team that I think will be guaranteed better this season will be the Los Angeles Lakers. The reason for this is, for one, I don't necessarily think they're going to have a better regular season record, but I guarantee you they're going to get past the first round of the playoffs. My reasoning is simple. We have skinny Luka Doncic, who is primed for a huge year. He's already top 5 players in the NBA, and it's not even a question. Luka Doncic is a monster. He can do everything. Only thing that has been in question is defense, but him being able to shape up his body, hopefully his health, being able to move better, helps him there. You still have GOAT LeBron. Now, he may not be who he was in the past, but LeBron is still LeBron James, a player who averages, 25, 7, and 7? Insanely good. Then you got AR-15, Austin Reeves, another player who played really, really well last season, greatly improved his isolation game, greatly improved his consistency. He is someone who this Lakers team really needs to continue to be who he is and continue to be better because he was really good. 4th reason, and don't get me started on listing all these players out. If any of you guys complain about it, I'm going to list these players out, and I'm serious on this. Gabe Vincent, as a role player, is a solid role player. Jake LaRavia, I think, is a really good pickup for the Lakers this season. Dalton Connect, albeit the struggles in Summer League and, the whole trade thing, he's here, he's locked in, he's a shooter. Luka will easily find him, Bron can easily find him. Rui Hachimura, phenomenal player who stepped up in the playoffs last season. Marcus Smart, former defensive player. If he can find form, if he can stay healthy, huge. Vando, Jared Vanderbilt, another player who's really great on defense. And let's be honest. Some people might hear some of those names and be like, I don't think that's a big deal. You have to understand, a lot of the players that just named are shooters. Gabe Vincent, Jake LaRavia, DK, Rui, Marcus Smart can hit wide open threes. Vando's the only one who can't. Lakers really just have not had shooters around him for years. Adding Luka to help those players get their shot off, huge. At center, Lakers finally have a center, DeAndre Ayton. Now, the question on him is effort and whatnot, but huge addition because you don't have to start Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes is now your backup center. And then the final reason, JJ Redick in year 2. We saw how much better this Laker team was, how much more consistent they were from night to night. They finished the 3rd seed for a reason. They were a really good regular season team. They became vulnerable in the playoffs because they didn't have a center. You add a center, Jackson Hayes is now your backup. You surround Luka with shooters, and you add Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, DeAndre, and with the addition of skinny Luka. Luka's Luka, but we got skinny Luka locked in with his body. Braun still Braun. AR, hopefully he continues to be better. I mean, this team's going to get past the first round. They're guaranteed to be better this year, in my opinion. And for the final team, I would say they're guaranteed to be better, but not guaranteed to be good. This is more so that their record was so bad, I just don't think they can repeat that. Considering who they have. Drum roll, please, on this one. Boom. The team that I think will be guaranteed better, 5th time around, Philadelphia 76ers. My reasoning is, well, if Embiid's healthy, if Paul George is healthy, if Tyrese Maxey is healthy, big ifs that they're all healthy the entire time. But as long as they're, somewhat healthy throughout the season, you get Jared McCain back in a reasonable timeline here. He just had the thing with his thumb. They're going to be better. Kelly Oubre is still there to get buckets. You add the 3rd overall pick, VJ Edgecombe. I mean, it's really hard to be worse than 21 wins. Quentin Grimes, if you can bring him back, he's a restricted free agent. If you can bring him back, there's just too much talent to be that bad again. Can everything go wrong again? Sure. Honestly, it's possible, but just being blunt here, 21 wins. I'm positive. Let me confirm this real quick so I don't sound dumb. 24 wins. I just don't see how they're worse than that in the Eastern Conference. Even if Embiid was hurt and PG and Maxey are healthy, you're better than 24 wins. You get McCain back. Again, VJ being there. Quentin Grimes, they definitely need him back, but 24 wins. I just don't see it in a really soft Eastern Conference. I really think they're just guaranteed to be better. Am I saying they're making playoffs? No. But in my opinion, this is everything would have to go wrong like last year for this to happen again. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But let me know what you guys think. Those are the 5 teams I will repeat that I think will be guaranteed better this season. Magic will have a better record. Hawks will have a better record. Spurs will have a better record. Lakers may or may not have a better record, but they will have a better playoff performance. They will get past the first round. 76ers will have a better record. Although, if I had to be honest too, I also think the Lakers will have a better record, but it's more so for me highlighting the playoffs. Anyway, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, because along with the other channel. As always, this is All We've Been Different. And we out.